Or- Oh, perfect timing.
And we did go live this time.
All right. Well, I don't have anything on my screen.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to No Comics for Old Men. As we're still trying to get it together at 7 o'clock. Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Hey,
rolling?
yeah, we are rolling.
Oh, well, I apologize for being late. There was a traffic accident.
Yeah,
But on the plus side, I met a girl at work who likes comics.
awesome.
Yeah, well, I invited her to my house to show her my giant-sized man thing. She smacked me in the face. I don't know what she has against Steve Gerber.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a great issue, too. And he's becoming an important character with the Nexus happening.
Oh.
So, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, well, she missed her chance.
Yeah. One thing before we get into the FOC really quick. Ken doesn't know about this. I was watching YouTube. I was watching Comic Tom and the Golden Age Guru talk about selling your collections.
Oh.
And the Golden Age Guru took big exception to comic shops buying collections. He said that, we don't really pay up. And what we talk about our rent and about our manpower, what we got to, what we have to, pay to keep the thing running and to have all these comics on the floor. He seemed to think it was bogus, that like we were just kind of really ripping people off, and I took big exception to that.
No, and as you should, especially like you usually give people a fair shake too.
Well, I mean, he
you
hit on exactly my number. I pay 40% of your money books, and then 15 cents for common books, right?
Yeah.
Ken has sold me stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have wiggle room to make a profit, and it's not like you're going to turn around and sell everything you bought the next day. It's going to sit in the store for a time, and
right. And
yeah,
and he seemed to think that didn't have any that wasn't any real cost. If you're selling out of your house, Mr. Golden Age Guru, yeah, you have no overhead, so yeah, you don't see that. And if you're taking out all the common books and then dumping them. If you're buying collections yourself and you're dumping all that stuff on a store, yeah, you don't see how we have it alphabetize it, bag and board it, all of those costs. eBay, I think, is 22% now. So if I get a big book and I pay 40% for it, and then I pay eBay 22% when I sell it, and then the tax end on the other side, because most of you guys selling out of your houses don't have a tax ID, so you're not paying taxes on all these flips. So yeah, get a comic shop and then tell me what it's like to buy collections and then turn them over, and what a fair price is.
I don't know, Golden Age Guru, you're living in the past.
Yeah.
Go back to the temple and do some research.
40% is very fair. A common long box, like stuff that there's nothing in it. Maybe there's a $5 or $10 book in there through the runs. I pay between $30 and $50 for. Yeah, no, it's not a lot, but come look at my 100,000 comics that I have sitting in my shop and see how fast they move. We have about 10,000 50-cent comics. We have probably about $4,000 to $5,000 books, and then an unnumberable amount of $3 books. And the longer they sit here, the more they cost. So, yeah, I hate to start it out on a bummer like that, but I was really Comic Tom, when it got back to him, he kind of rebutted it, but he kind of was really soft on Golden Age Guru. I wanted to give it a little. I'm sure he'll never see this, but if you're a fan of his, maybe you could just tweet him this.
Well, that's the thing too. You know what? And nobody's twisting your arm to sell it.
Right.
Somebody makes an offer, they're making you an offer.
Right.
If you know what it's worth, but that's the thing too. It was like, I don't sell stuff thinking I'm going to get the total book value of what it's going to be. And I think you're more on the higher side as far as, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends. I mean, it's true from what I've seen trying to sell stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, don't sell your collection. If you don't feel you're getting a fair price, hold on to it.
Right, and 40% is not only what I pay on comics. It's what I pay on Magic the Gathering. It's what I pay on toys. It's what I pay on video games. It's the same 40% because that's how we can make our margin.
Yeah.
maybe we should start doing a class on running your own comic store. Maybe that's what we'll do. Not that I'm hugely successful. There's a lot more successful comic shops out there than me, but I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. You guys could all learn from that. But one thing a lot of people give me credit for is the amount of inventory that we have put back in the store with all the money that we have made. So yeah, we're an old-timey comic shop. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of backstock. If you're a completionist and you're putting together a set, yeah, check us out. Maybe we have it. Even oddball, independent stuff. I buy collections all the time. That's why I was a little aggravated, because I don't want people to think that they shouldn't bring their collection to a comic shop. Because to sell an entire collection is a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it your own, like on eBay and stuff like that, it's a lot of, like I said, a lot of labor, but also a lot of problems. Like you don't know. Like I've sold stuff, and then people bid on it, and
they don't pay,
or they don't get back to you. So
and
that's all the stuff you have to deal with.
If you
too,
didn't
so
know this,
once time and effort.
Yeah, once you put an inventory up on eBay, once you have an eBay store, if it doesn't sell that month, there's a charge every month. So I have a running about 600 to 700 items on eBay month to month. Some things sell, some things don't sell. Usually 600 items. I have to pay on every single one of those. So I'm not only is it the 22% they're going to take when it does sell that I lose out of the collection, I'm not even counting the what I have to do if it takes 3 or 4 months to sell. So yeah, usually if the going rate is 250, that's why people are racing to the bottom, because they need to turn it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
that's it.
I usually put it up on the wall if I don't want to sell it. I sold my American flag #1 this weekend.
American flag?
Yeah, Chaikin.
Oh,
first.
okay.
Yeah, I was very sad.
I drew a blank for a second. Wow,
sad.
you had this. I have the trades.
Yeah,
very.
The trades are hard to find. They are no longer in print.
Really?
They are very hard to find. The trade is very hard to find.
I have the first two, because after that he stopped writing it.
Yeah.
So it was like it's not the same. But that was a very ahead of its time comic, like ridiculously.
It had pieces of the boys in it. Yeah. A lot of political stuff predicted in it. Yeah. Chaikin's amazing. He's rough around the edges when you meet him in person, but he's a fantastic storyteller and a very comparable artist.
Oh yeah, no, he's a really his graphic design ability too.
Yeah.
Like the what he brings, like sort of like what Steranko did in the '60s, like that kind of bringing that aesthetic to it.
And, he nailed the '80s. Like American Flag is like, it's like the '80s. When you open the book, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's a great book, and I mean he gets a lot of flack because he doesn't shirk away from controversial topics. No.
Yeah, he gets a lot for that, and ends some of his jobs, I think, at Marvel and DC when he gets in there. But his runs are great. I mean, I think he's underrated as far as one of the greats. But let's get into the FOCs. I'm way behind. Sorry.
All right, hey, that's all right. I'm way behind too.
We're gonna start out with Image. Ha ha! It's out, #6. The readership on this has fallen off. This is the last issue, so I can make sets. I don't know if I have any #1s left. #1 was super hot, and then
I never picked this up.
It's the same guy that did Ice Cream Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
right, same dude.
It has 3 covers. I think I have at least 1 of every cover. Probably 2 of the first one, and then 1 of the next 2 covers. The next 2 covers. There's that one.
The Dr. Seuss
Dr. Seuss cover.
Wow, that cover hasn't got canceled yet?
No. Yeah. Well, that's why they're doing them, because it has a little bit of heat to it. And then we have the 3rd one, which, it's pretty cool.
It's probably the best out of it. It's very art-wise.
I think so. But they've had multiple covers for all of them, and multiple printings for the first couple of ones. So, but yeah, I think the series kind of fell off compared to Ice Cream Man. Then we got the next one. This is Helm Greycastle. I'm sticking with this. I'm bringing it in. I haven't sold any, except for the first issue. Someone bought 1 because they had ordered it. This has an RPG in the back.
Really?
So
it's based on Aztec?
Yeah, the Aztec gods. Yeah. So, like the first 16 or 18 pages are comic book. Decent story, decent art.
Rest is RPG.
Rest is the RPG. So it's kind of cool. I have a lot of RPG people, and they're always looking for something different. So I figure when this is over, I'll see how they like it, and then maybe even bring in some more sets, or if they go to a trade, or if they just put the RPG part out in a trade, it'd be cool too. So that's why we're doing Helm Castle.
Yeah, Die is same thing from Image. It's a comic based on an RPG that they created an RPG for.
Yeah, they're.
I haven't played the RPG, but the story's excellent.
The story's been excellent. I don't have any readers for it. I don't get it. It's actually out the same time this is. It dies out, but I don't get it in. So that's why it's not on. This is what we'll be getting in at the shop. So if you think we should be buying this book, tell us why. Die. I know it's good. I read it. It's like issue 18 now, I think.
Yeah.
It's up there, 18 or 20 or something. I just don't have the readership for it. And it's not like there's a known jumping on point where I can bring it back in and then hand sell it to another customer.
Yeah, that's the only downside to that.
Right. Once your readership falls off,
you have to read it from issue 1,
yeah.
or else there is no jumping off point.
Right.
No, but it's a finite series too. So
right. Which
eventually pick it up in the trades.
Which is Something's Killing the Children. They did the origin in number 16, started the origin story again.
Yeah.
Super great jumping on point, came out last week, the week before last. That
17 comes out, I think, this week.
Yeah, that's really smart to do with a book, is to have, particular jumping on points. It helps you to sell your earlier trades too.
Yeah.
Because if you get more readership, and Something Killing Children has had,
I've just only recently, within maybe the last 4 months, got into it. I've been hearing about it, and I finally picked it up, and it's good. His new really series good. Too, nice House by the Lake.
I heard that's really good. I didn't get to read it. I sold out. There's another book I missed. I wish somebody had said, "Hey, this is Tinian. This is another horror book. It's going to be really hot."
Yeah.
I don't think I even got any of the beat covers, which were super hot, but.
Yeah, the first issue was good. I'm interested to see where it goes. Like we said, it does everything a first issue should do. It was it's in the end, it's like a holy crap moment.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, okay, issue 2.
Yeah, cliffhanger. I gotta read the next one. All right, what do we got after Helm of Grey Castle? Oblivion Song. I still have readers for this.
Kirkman.
It's just Kirkman, 30 some odd issues in. It's. I love the story idea. I have fallen off of reading it. I will pick it up in the trades just because Emmett has a lot of stuff going on.
I hear you, yeah. This is another series, too, that I've heard a lot of good things about. And I haven't had a chance to pick it up and read it.
There's an alternate world where they go back into the alternate world to rescue people out of. Some people don't want to be rescued. They've kind of they've attained a certain level. Yeah. And they that they wouldn't have in the real world that they have in this world, and they don't want to come out of it. And it's a pretty compelling story, and really interesting. I love parallel universes. Marvel took so long to get to it. DC always had. I always loved the Elseworld stories.
Yeah, I like the multiple Earths and stuff like that. I mean, as long as you can kind of, because before they did Crisis the first time.
Yeah.
It was there was just too much going on, and it was a good. It was good that they condensed it, but I kind of like how they've been expanding it, because there's a lot more interesting. There's a lot of stories you can tell.
Yeah, and I think we all think about how. How would we lived our lives differently had we made this decision or that decision differently?
Yeah.
And it plays it out for us. If I was Batman. What's next? What do we got up?
If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be fighting crime.
No.
There's did you see the stuff that's been the buzz with the Batman from the Harley Quinn cartoon?
Yeah.
You seen that? It was really people are concerned.
Very concerned about it.
I don't know if we could go into it here because it's somewhat adult orientated, but it's weird.
It is.
It has to do with superheroes and oral sex. That's all they'll say here, and I guess DC stand is heroes don't do that.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, if Selena Kyle was real, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? And then And then you really wouldn't be a hero if you didn't.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
If you're always taking one for the team. The Silver Coin. This is another anthology with different writers. I probably should have went heavier on this because it's Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire is such a great writer. I really had wished I had read Sweet Tooth now. I kind of passed it up because I thought, and then I see the show and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't watched the
show. If the book is better than the show, I really missed out. I can't even get the trade. I think the trade just came up now for reprint. So I don't have any, but I will have them hopefully in 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, he usually he doesn't disappoint. Like you said, anybody that could get you to read Bloodshot.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Vin Diesel.
And I love this cover. I like this art. I think there's another cover that I also love. So I think I got a couple of each. Look at there's the second one. I don't think it's Sienkiewicz, but boy, if it's not.
It looks like David Mack, actually.
You think it's Mack? Could be either.
Can't tell. My eyesight's not so good anymore.
Even
with these.
Cover, no, Christian Ward. Yeah, okay.
Right. We're totally
Yeah,
off.
Christian Ward's doing a lot of great stuff too. And you know what? Somebody brought him up to me the other day, and I was just like, I don't know what he did. And I had to research some of his stuff. He's doing great work. His name just didn't come to my mind. I guess, because people aren't coming in and saying, hey, I want that Christian Ward cover. But they should be, because, hey, when you're being talked in the Mac, is it Mac? Is it Sienkiewicz?
Well, yeah. If you're in that realm, I think you're doing it. I mean, he's definitely doing his own version of that, but there's an influence there for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna, as an artist, if you're gonna use influences, those are
pretty great ones. Yeah, I think it's a little less
it's not as abstract.
It's Sienkiewicz. Yeah, maybe closer to Mac. But then he's got the Mac is more of a watercolor, and this is a little bit more of a different medium. So
yeah, definitely worth checking out though.
Yeah,
just for the Lemire story,
Absolutely. All right, what do we got next? Okay, I put this up there because I didn't bring this book in number 1, and I didn't bring it in for number 2. But I just wanted to bring it up there so I'd say I'm really mad I didn't. I'm going to try to pick up some number 1s from one of the guys I know in the industry, and I'm going to try to FOC this tonight so I have some number 2s. 6 sidekicks, a guy who's kind of like espionage, like a 007 has 6 sidekicks. He gets killed, and they're trying to solve it, but I guess he was like an asshole.
Yeah, because they all hate him. Everybody hates him, so everybody's a suspect.
So everybody's a suspect. So it seemed cool, fun. Kind of had that. You remember Highwaymen? So It kind of had, for me, that feel, and I don't want to miss it out because I loved Highwaymen.
I mean, I like the idea. Well, the main character's dead, but he was just a complete prick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes those characters appeal to me. I don't know why.
100%, maybe because we are them.
No comment.
But and if all the television and movie people are listening out there, make a Highwayman movie. Come on.
Yeah, really.
2 old guys who used to be like spies, saving a young girl, hot girl, driving around in hot cars.
It's comics. You gotta have a hot girl.
Yeah. So, it was a great story. It was 6 issues, I think.
It was a miniseries. So
white guy and a black guy. I mean, come on, buddy team movie. Come on.
Yeah, it was a great book too. Good story, really good characters too.
Absolutely. All right, what do we got next? There is a really cool B cover to that, but I didn't put it up there. It's like a TV guide looking thing. This is Skybound X, which the number 1 comes out this week.
Oh. Does that have a new Noctera story in it? Is that it?
This has all kinds of new stories in it. There's going to be a new Walking Dead story in it. There's going to be a Stillwater story in it. It's a really cool idea from Skybound. It's an anthology of books they have running.
No, that's
or
been,
books
like
that
little one-off stories.
yeah, like so you can only get like first appearance. Like these are going to have crazy first appearances in those worlds.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like The Walking Dead and Birthright, and these are long-running series. Stillwater's kind of still new, but Chip Zdarsky's killing it. That'll run if he wants to do that. That'll run for forever.
I mean, he's like I liked him as an artist. I was introduced him from Sex Criminals.
Yeah.
But he's a really, really good writer.
Really good writer. Super solid writer.
Yeah.
Love this cover. Kind of Star Wars, kind of He-Man. You know.
Definitely got the little fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah.
Into it.
I love it. There's 4 covers, and I'm getting some of all of them. So, Skybound really knows how to sucker me in. This is another great one, you know, lightsaber-ish or fire sword from like Thundar.
The Lords of Light.
I loved Thundar.
So do I. I introduced my kid to that.
Yeah, I had such a crush on what's her
Ariel.
Ariel.
Ride.
Ride.
Yeah, now that takes on a whole new connotation when you're an adult. Sorry, I'm going there today. I was stuck in traffic for 40 minutes. My brain's a little scrambled. And
it's hot, too. It's hot. We don't have air conditioning. Air conditioning in the shop. Oh, there's another thing. Oh, you're running the shop. Overhead doesn't mean anything. No air conditioning. Broke down, waiting for the landlord to fix it. Yeah, that's another thing. So I got to run dehumidifiers here at night.
We're poking at the guru all night.
Yeah, there we go. You really got in my bee's nest. So this is a cool kind of cover. Kind of has that...
a little more cartoony.
Yeah, sort of like that Asian, like Dragon Ball Z-ish flavor to it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm getting them all. What's the next one? What do we got up next? Yeah, there it is. So this is Black Hammer Visions 6. Another Jeff Lemire book.
Yeah, it's written by Colin Bunn, but...
right.
Yeah, it's
in his
Black
world.
Hammer universe. You know, like I really enjoyed the beginning of the series, but I kind of fell off as it went on. I think, you know what, too many different writers writing it.
Right.
Kind of
it loses. It's like what happened to the X-Men in Marvel.
Yeah.
When Kirk. What's
Hickman?
Hickman.
Jonathan Hickman. Yeah.
He set up that, and everybody was really loving the Powers of X and House of X, and then we're gonna have all these X books, and he's gonna like make sure that everybody's on board, and it just
Yeah. Well, that was like I got back into it. I hadn't read the X-Men in a long time, and he wrote a story where you didn't have to. Like you come in right issue one, and it's an interesting story. It's cool, a lot of mystery, and then all of a sudden there's 50 other books I need to buy.
Yeah.
It was like, so you did it again. And I'm not a Marvel hater. Yeah. I love the X-Men.
Yeah.
But you know, I only have so much disposable income. And,
this Cullen Bunn writes horror phenomenally, so I'm sure this is going to be a horror twist to it. The art looks pretty good, you know, and I have Black Hammer readers. They just buy everything Black Hammer. They're just putting together the whole world. They feel at some point he's going to sell this off to somebody.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to, especially now that Sweet Tooth's doing well. Yeah. So you're going to have more.
You know who I haven't seen dip their feet into the comic book realm is Apple TV, and they've put out some really cool. I've seen some like I don't have Apple TV.
No, neither do I.
But I've seen them like some trailers for some of their shows look pretty cool. Some innovative stuff, but you know once Apple like dips their toe in to the comic book realm, it's going to be.
I think you're going to see that too, because there's so many new like movies and streaming services and stuff. They need content, so I mean, you got content, and you also pretty much have it storyboarded for you already. You know, you have a great reference point for characters.
Maybe AT&T has packaged Warner Brothers with Discovery, so they could sell it off to Apple.
Who knows?
They could put it all on Apple TV. You know how many subscribers they'd get by throwing HBO Max under Apple TV and all together? Yeah, that's just my idea. What do we got next? I think this is the other cover. This is the other cover. Very Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was just
rocking it out on the men.
Like Cthulhu's illegitimate son.
Yeah.
With a monkey wrench.
With a monkey wrench. I thought it was a guitar at first, but no, it's a very large monkey wrench. So it's Cthulhu the plumber. The plumber Cthulhu.
That's good. Well, got to make a living.
Yeah, got to make a living.
It's
a great way to make a living too.
Being an elder god and having that giant castle in the middle of the ocean, it costs money.
There's upkeep costs.
Yeah, I mean it's upkeep costs. You got to he's lived in the ocean for hundreds of thousands of years. He knows how water works.
That's
I guess,
right. Oh, maybe that's...
Now, if he didn't write that, I'm writing that story. Mr. Cthulhu, certified plumber.
Certified plumber. What do we got? I think we have even a third cover of this. I don't think it's another... No, there's only two. There's not another plumber reference, but we love the plumber reference.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Is there anybody that has chatted anything in, by the way? Because I forgot to turn that on my phone. I'm sorry.
Nothing on chat yet?
Nothing on chat. Well, there's probably nobody watching.
Woo!
That's probably my wife.
Does that count you?
Nope.
Damn.
Oh.
I can't watch it right now.
It is
You're
Monday
living
night,
it.
so I'm just going to bring it up just in case there's chat.
Yeah, I actually, just from this picture alone, I might want to pick up the series because I'm interested to know what the Monkey Wrench and Cthulhu guy, what's the deal?
Yeah.
The only thing is I have no desire to see Elder God's ass crack. So hopefully they've omitted Plumber's crack in there. I stare into the crack of doom, instant madness.
So I just...
H.P. Lovecraft has just rolled over in his grave.
Yeah. I just chatted out to the... hello everyone. Oh, I mean one.
One.
Oh, okay. What do we got next?
Una.
What's up? FOC. People are probably actually sending their orders in. That's why they're not on. They're actually ordering the stuff up.
Oh.
This is Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology.
I have been following this.
This is the new number 2.
I read the book and listened to the audiobook. And, it's Neil Gaiman.
And it's God's.
Yeah, and it's got...
this is his wheelhouse.
The only thing I could say with this series, and it's not so much that it's disappointing, because the first one, P. Craig Russell did all the artwork. Now he's only kind of doing the covers and co-writing them.
Right.
So, it's still, the artist they have doing it, Matt Horak, is similar style.
Yeah.
And it's definitely still worth picking up. But, P. Craig Russell's an amazing artist. One of my favorite... if anybody knows who Elric is.
Yes, that Elric run was amazing.
He's done, for me anyway, the definitive version of Elric in the comics. Plus, he's done a lot of adaptations of different...
Was that on the
things.
Marvel Epic?
Yes.
That was on the Epic one,
He
not
was
the
on-
one
he-
that was on first. Or did he go over and do...
He did some work on first, or he was inking Michael T. Gilbert's artwork. He might have taken over. I know he was doing the inks, but the Epic comic runs he did. It was all Russell. He did a lot. Like I said, that's the definitive version. And this, it's Norse myths. It's all based on the the old Viking stories with Odin and Loki, and kind of where where Marvel grabbed Thor and Loki and that whole pantheon of gods.
Yeah, we're going to start doing shows on artists and writers at some point in the near future, because there's just so many people we love that, like, when we bring it up, people are like, who?
Yeah,
They didn't do X-Men yesterday,
guys.
but they spent 30 years in the industry and like influenced so many people. So,
and it's a fun read too, because it has a little bit of humor to it. There's some the Norse stuff. They like to drink, so
a lot of drinking.
You wanna have a funny story while you're hitting the mead.
What do we got after Neil Gaiman here? Since we're on Dark Horse, I think, do I have another Dark Horse? Yes, Houses of the Lost Horizon.
Mike Mignola.
Yeah, so I have Mignola Collector, so like I bring in all of his books. If you're into that genre, which is not quite steampunk, I'd say it's more like...
It depends.
Like not Edwardian. Victorian
yeah.
horror. Even if it's not set in Victorian, it kind of has.
It does have that kind of Victorian or Gothic feel to a lot of this stuff. Plus, his artwork kind of reminds me. Yeah.
Lends to that.
Sure.
Which, hey, I'm all for it.
No,
just look at that cover.
I love the Hellboys, the BPRD. That entire run was, if you have a lot of money to collect all the trades, they're definitely worth them.
Yeah.
It's a great story all the way through to the end, and he's still putting out good stuff.
Listen, and if you're a floppy collector, you can pick up a lot of that stuff in the dollar bin. You know, there's not a lot of first appearances, and like the movies have kind of happened.
Yeah.
Will they reboot them in the future?
Well, they did that reboot with
yeah,
Mila Jovovich, which I like the. I mean,
I love the actors and I love the character. How could I not love the movie?
The movie was okay.
Yeah,
I like the Ron Perlman ones. I thought were great. And,
the Ron Perlman ones I loved.
You know,
I mean, I
that
think the
one,
last one really got like visually. The last one was freaking amazing with the elves.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was you know, those two movies were good. Not that the newer one was bad. It just I don't know. It felt like it was missing something.
Yeah, and I love the guy from Stranger Things. I can't remember.
I thought he made a
names,
great Hellboy.
Yeah,
I just didn't think the
right
story
size,
and
right
the
look.
stuff with the vampire queen, and I don't know. Some of it came off as corny, like her being all like her severed head talking, and
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Hellboy does have humor in it, but there was. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it was like I liked the other two better. I thought as a reboot, it kind of didn't.
It didn't elevate, which what you should happen with a reboot. It should get better.
Exactly, and it was just like,
I say put Perlman back in it.
Yeah, really.
57 years old, almost 60. I think he still can do it.
I think he can still do it.
All right, what do we got next? Now that we went off on the Hellboy from Houses of the Lost Horizon number 3.
We go off on tangents. That's what we do.
Oh, here's another Canto book. I never stop with this. Like, I'm a believer. In the beginning, I wasn't. You know, I brought it in as a spec thing when there was a lot of people online talking about it. I said, hey, maybe I shouldn't miss out on this. It's just corny enough to be one of those things that hits. Yeah, then I read it and I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good writing. It's good storytelling. I mean,
the artwork, I really like his style.
Yeah, for a 50-year-old guy to be loving this Clockwork toy character, it's kind of corny, but it's not if you read the book.
Scotty Young.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's got a little bit of that almost like graffiti kind of style to it.
Yeah.
Filtered through anime comics and who knows what.
Yeah. And I think he just has the right look, the helmet.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a cool looking character, for sure.
Yeah. So we bring in Canto 3. I think it's number 2. Number 1. It's a new number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
For Lionhearted, right? Lionhearted. Number 1. There may be a 1 in 10, which I won't be getting that. I don't sell enough books to do that. It was like, you have a comic? You don't sell 10 comics? No. A lot of comics I sell 1. We bring in 2 issues. We sell 1. And there is very little margin in new books. Very little margin in new books. And they go to 0 when they move from the stand, from this week's to last week's. They completely lose value to 0. All right, what do we got next? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I just stick with this. There's just those people. Oh, this is one of those things. I can't remember we haven't come up with a term for it yet.
Oh yeah, like Power Rangers and
the Power Rangers, Walking Dead, all those that were that are more of a property now than Walking Dead was a comic first, but they're way more of a property now than they are of a comic. But yeah, so I bring them in, I put them in the back bin, and when somebody says, "Hey, I want this number," I'm like, "Oh, sure, I got it." I go back there, it's not there, because they just sell. So these are ones that don't go to 0 when maybe they're non-zeroing books. Maybe that's what we'll call them. I don't know. What's next? Aliens. This is a new number 1. They're going to keep running these Aliens books, even though Predator, I guess something with the licensing from Predator must be hung up, because it was delayed again.
Oh, Marvel's supposed to be doing a Predator book?
Yeah, they got Aliens and Predator when they bought the Fox Studios.
Oh, because I've been reading the Alien series, and it's really well done. It's a good series. Good takeoff on the original, everything that the movies set up. It's a pretty interesting story. In the last issue, they introduced an alien called the Alpha, which last page. So I'm not sure what it is, but it kind of looks like the male version of the Queen.
Queen.
So now there's a king alien So we'll
That
have
would
to
be
see. So have
cool
to buy
instead
the
of-
next issue.
I think they originally might have set it up more like a beehive, right? Where the queen, there was just drones. All the
Well,
rest were.
In the original version of the first Alien, they're like what do you call it? They're like wasps. Like when there's a cut scene in there where Ripley's running away to get to the shuttle,
Right.
and she finds Dallas, and like all cocooned up, and what's left of Brett, where he's like sort of becoming the egg. So it's
Right.
kind of they do something where they actually make like their they're asexual, but then Cameron introduced the Queen, which I think is a much cooler idea.
Yeah.
Because they do tend to be sort of insect-like behavior. So having the Queen that's kind of in control of all of them. And if you read the novel of Alien Resurrection, it really goes more in depth into Ripley and her connection with them. How they're almost sort of telepathic between all of them. Like the Queen can communicate with the other aliens. So I mean, I'm hoping we'll see more them develop what the aliens are and,
Right.
and how they're structured. Like how their society is, because they're not just killing machines. Like they are somewhat intelligent, and hopefully they'll expand on that more. But the series has been really good. It gives you everything you want in an Alien series. I mean, lots of aliens and
Right. Well,
most of the characters getting killed horribly.
yes. So really, like, is it sci-fi or is it horror? It's a
It's a
great
hybrid
blend.
for
It's
sure,
the hybrid, and it's an amazing hybrid. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one of the, like, they were horrifying and scary, and then you also got I'm in space, and we have laser guns and all this other.
Yeah, it was.
I love the mashup.
Good.
I'm a
it
huge
was good.
fan.
I would say that the first Alien was kind of like one of the first movies to kind of
Right.
to do that.
to bridge that, and then like
And do it
Predators,
well.
Predators, like, oh, what if
Yeah.
it's more thinking, and I think now that's like it's smart to blend them both, because it's one thing to have like a non-thinking horror thing, right?
Yeah,
it's
like a
just
mindless monster.
The mindless monster can be scary, but like a thinking monster is even scarier.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
You can't
Especially
trap it
when
or kill it so easily.
Right, it
Yeah.
keeps outwitting you.
Yeah,
So yeah, we spent a lot of time on Aliens. We're way off.
but it's a good book. You should pick it up.
Yeah, love that cover too. It's almost like a ghost alien kind of neon. I
Yeah,
just love
yeah.
that cover. I think there's another cover. I don't know if I'm getting it or not.
No.
There is, but I'm not getting it, so I didn't put the picture up. So if you want to see it, go to Previews World. You're welcome, Previews World, for giving you a free plug. What do we got next? Carnage. So we're into Aliens, the first Marvel book. Carnage is another Marvel book. This is issue 4 out of 4. This is the last one in it. Cool cover. Again, I got people that are reading it, so I bring it in. And if I don't, then at least I can make the set. It's 1 of 4. It's easy to put together. I throw the whole set up.
I'm a little remiss in my Marvel reading. Does this have anything to do with the King in Black, or is that over with?
King of Black is over with.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Michael Moorcock should sue the crap out of Marvel. That's all I'm saying. If you don't know who he is, look him up, because you're missing out on some great fantasy stuff.
Great fantasy stuff. It is. Is it an homage?
I think it crosses the line a little more than homage.
Homage, yeah.
It's you're bordering on ripoff.
It's possible.
That's just my opinion. Whatever.
It's possible. It's
I like
tough
Donny Cates' writing.
when you
but
grow
I
up
think
reading
that's-
stuff. When you grow up reading stuff, it gets into your subconscious, and then when you haven't seen it in a long time, you go, you know what's a good idea? I did this with my nephew. I was talking to him about ideas, and I started telling him this idea that I had, and he was like, "Yeah, that's this," and I'm like, "Oh, holy crap, it is."
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure
weird.
happens.
There's a term for it, and it's not quite plagiarism, but it's close. It's damn close, and that's why you need to like.
Well, it's what
have
Alan Moore.
a
Alan Moore
person-
called it idea space, where
Idea
all
space.
creative people kind of suck from this other weird place where ideas are formed, and that's why you get things that may be similar to each other. I don't know. He also does a lot of mushrooms and smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah,
So.
but they're also based. The tropes are all based on that one
yeah.
book, The Hero's Journey. I mean,
Oh yeah.
everybody's trying to be outside the box, but whenever you are, that book fails.
Yeah. Well,
right?
there's
a reason why there's 12
only
stories.
so many stories you could tell, and only so many ways you could tell a story.
Right, right. And that's the thing with I was talking to Rico, our cameraman, our videographer or editor, like jack of all trades, earlier about guys not having exclusive contracts at DC anymore, and they're working over at Marvel. And the thing that happens is that people are like, well, a Marvel idea is a Marvel idea. You're telling a Spider-Man story. No, you're not. You're telling a hero story.
Yeah.
Right? If you come up with a great, hero's journey,
sure.
and
you
it could be either.
You can put it in anything.
Powers are different, but like the journey.
Yeah, it
is
depends
the journey.
like the setting too. It's a hero's journey. You put everybody in a cowboy hat and on horses. All of a sudden, it's a western.
Yeah.
You could tell the same story, just slightly different.
Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurais.
Yeah,
it's the same movie.
Both great movies.
Both great.
I like Kurosawa's a little better, but
yeah. If I spoke Japanese, I'd probably even like it even better.
Well, there's subtitles.
Yeah.
You don't like
then
to
I have to
though.
read.
Yeah, well, there's the downside.
Through the whole movie. So like, oh, that was a great sword kill. I didn't see it because I was reading what the other guy was saying.
He's saying, ah!
Oh, there's another tangent we're off on.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we do.
All right, what do we got next? Champions. This is, a bit of a sleeper book. I have one guy that gets just pretty much everything Marvel puts out, but there's a lot of little things happening in this Champion books. If you can fit another book in there in Marvel, I think Marvel has a lot that they want this to come of, right? It's Miles Morales, it's the young Nova,
they're trying.
Miss Marvel.
The one thing I could say too with some of the books that they're doing is they're trying to appeal to a younger crowd,
right?
Because a lot of comics fans are guys our age,
our
older, more adults.
Yeah.
You don't see as many like younger kids in comic stores.
They
as
need
you used
they
to,
need to get them in the door.
Yeah,
right.
They're trying.
Right.
I give them credit for that.
I got my kids section right when you walk in the door, so the kids see comics before the toys. They usually walk right on by, but every once in a while we get one. So
got to get them young.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's good.
I think it's
good
more of the experience of the
even,
comic shop than it is of the actual comic.
Probably. I mean, like that's like, for me, it was like comics were my gateway drug to reading novels and stuff like that. That's what, when you're a kid, and it's easy you learn to follow a story because the pictures help, and then you can move on to other
context,
things.
Man. The pictures give so much context that
yeah.
you don't get, that you got to develop yourself when you're reading a novel.
Yeah.
And maybe because the way my brain works, that's why I don't read novels, because I need more visual context. Mm-hmm. It's just, and everybody's like, oh, you're an idiot. Well, maybe I am. You tell me, am I an idiot?
Not everybody likes prose work. It's fine.
Yeah. That's why, like, I love when they make Neil Gaiman's work into television shows or movies, because I can't read it. I just can't, especially some of the actual full prose book when they did Sandman in prose.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, this is how you should read it. This is really gives a lot more. And I'm like, oh no, that's worse.
No, I mean, it was interesting. It was kind of cool because it does expand a little more than what you get from the comic. But I don't know. I mean, I like the comic.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I thought the audio play that they did was awesome.
Yeah, I have to search that out. I would probably like that.
It's great voice cast. And it's I don't know, it's probably like the first 15 or so issues of the original series. Right. And I know they're doing more now. And that's good too, especially like they are very, very pricey now if you're trying to find the original books. So there's a great way to jump on, not even have to buy the book. You could just get the audio, and if you like that, go pick up the trades.
And if you didn't know about that prose book, it's probably cheaper than the original.
I don't know how we got from Champions to Sandman. But
yeah. But we're there.
Marvel's going to send us hate mail. You're promoting DC.
I did recommend it. I did recommend it. What do we got next? After Champions, Daredevil. So, we were talking about Zdarsky.
Yeah,
it's just super, super solid. It looks like Spider-Man's making an appearance in this issue. Definitely probably be worth picking up.
I've picked up a few here and there, and he just seems to mine like the good stuff from like a little bit of Miller, a little bit of Bendis, and it definitely, because Daredevil needs to be more of like a noir hero. You know?
100%.
Like, I don't like really so much like him fighting super villains as far as
Right.
when you like fighting the Kingpin or like when he was fighting the Hand.
He needs dark alleys.
Well,
right?
yeah,
That's his advantage. His advantage is he can see.
Well, yeah, him
Dark.
being blind, the dark. But you know, like that context, more street level crime instead of
Yeah.
like saving the world from.
Galactus. Yeah.
You know, like the street level stuff. I always.
I'd love to see him just throw that.
The Billy Club at Galactus. Like,
Tink.
and then he just goes. That's the end of the story.
Yeah,
Squashes
I mean,
him like a bug.
and Marvel has a lot of great street level.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was for the longest time a street level
Yeah.
guy. With like, then they'd make like a villain that had like a little extra powers and stuff like that. But they have like Moon Knight and Daredevil. Like they have this whole great street level group, and then they make Cage street level. Come on, Cage is not street level.
Well,
he's
it could
invulnerable.
be, it depends. Yeah, but it's like when they did the series with Richard Corbin when he did the thing, that was pretty good because it made it more, like a gangster and stuff and things like that.
Oh,
Like,
I love the television series. They made it. They
I-
made it street level, but
yeah.
Truly,
the
is
TV
he?
series was good. Iron Fist, not so much.
Iron Fist not bad.
Yeah, if I could beat up Iron Fist, it's not a
Yeah.
good Iron Fist. But yeah, I mean, I've always loved like that. The Power Man Iron Fists were awesome. They were great. It's classic, just fun, buddy superhero comics.
Yeah,
But,
at some point I wanted to see the Iron Fist in the Iron Fist outfit.
Oh.
I don't think we ever got to see that.
I didn't get past the first season.
Was
I
there
was
a
like
second
when the
season?
guys-
I don't think there was a second season. Was there a second season?
There might have been.
There might have been.
I don't know.
It's so bad I can't remember.
Yeah, it was bad.
But bring back Bernthal. That's what we want. We definitely want to see the Punisher.
Oh
again.
yeah. Punisher was great. Daredevil was great, and this definitely pick up
Zdarsky's
yeah.
Daredevil.
It's definitely, if you like all that stuff, you'll like this.
You'll find a jumping on point. I can't tell you whether this one is or not. It might be. Read the description. It'll tell you whether it is or not. Zdarsky's usually got a lot of jumping on points. It's kind of that. There's a lot of encased stories in Daredevil because he's that street level.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the six or eight issue arc and then
Right.
onto something new.
Is this a trade?
Yes.
This is a trade. Well, I'm thinking it's an issue and it's a trade. This is issue 11 through 15. So this is not the new issue of Daredevil. It is a trade, and this will catch you up, so you should read it. But we're getting at least one of these in because Zdarsky's run's great. What do we got next? Excalibur. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it, but I have collectors of it, so not to dog them. Because everybody likes their own books. Some people are just completionists and they started it out and they just want to, have the whole run. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I haven't read Excalibur.
This is being written by
Teeny
Howard.
Howard.
And I'm not familiar with that writer, so I don't even know where they're going. Just, it's on our FOC, so I bring it up on our show.
It's X-Men. Someone will buy it.
Right. What do we got next? Extreme Carnage Scream. They've got to be doing something with this character. This is like her fourth.
Well, in the Venom movie,
book.
they kind of foreshadowed Carnage with the Woody Harrelson there
Right.
at the end, but who knows what they're going to do. But, hey,
But this Scream character, they've been pumping, like, this is like her fourth, like, miniseries. Like, every time a miniseries ends, a new one starts.
oh, maybe they're priming her for something.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll get some of those in.
I mean, it would be interesting if they actually did a good Spider-Man movie with the symbiotes. Like I don't like the last one was a Spider-Man 3. Yeah, they kind of missed the mark with that one. I thought the first two were good, but yeah, that one. And plus, when I watch superhero movies and all of a sudden they shoehorn in multiple villains, that's when you know they really don't know what the hell
they
they're
have
doing.
no
Yeah,
idea.
and
They
it's
ran
just
out.
filling
They really couldn't tell the story.
Yeah, it was like concentrate on one. Find one good one, write
Right.
a good story. It was like don't throw all this stuff. Oh, we're just going to throw everything at you because we got to fill up 2 hours.
We say it a million times. We're going to say it again. Best villains make best stories.
That's it. You got to have a good villain.
Right? Walking Dead was on a decline until they actually introduced Negan, and then it exploded again, and then, they ended up ruining him, so then it started to decline again.
Yeah, it's enough. When after what were they 135 issues in,
Yeah.
Trying to maintain that level.
Well, no,
of
I think the
quality.
comic was still running strong. I think that it's the show, the television show I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I lost interest in that too.
I
Again, like there's only so many seasons. Even like my most favorite shows, after a while, it's like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
you kind of did everything you're gonna.
Well, the
do
great
on
thing
that.
is in the beginning, the characters constantly kept changing.
Yeah.
Because guys would die, and new people would be added, and they would add a different dynamic to it, and they were good chemistry.
Yeah.
And then they just kill another one.
That's what kept it interesting for a while.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, people were really invested in these characters. They were so mad when we killed them." Don't be worried about making people mad. Worry about people
George
turning
R.
off.
R. Martin, everybody.
Right.
No one is safe. Kill them all.
You're not worried about them
Kill your children.
being
Kill
mad.
your darlings.
You're worried about them being meh.
Yeah.
Like meh, I turn it off.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm mad. I want to see like how are you going to make it up to me, or how like.
Yeah.
How is that guy going to get his comeuppance? Because he killed my favorite character. You better kill that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And they left Negan in there for, like, a lot of people wanted Negan killed for a long time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we're on Walking Dead from Extreme Carnage.
We can go off on any tangent at any time.
Tangents will happen. Tangents will happen. One of the worst imprints ever.
Oh, tangent. Yeah.
DC's tangent line.
Yeah. They went off on the tangent.
Very,
the wrong way.
very unrememberable. Unrememberable?
Unmemorable.
Unmemorable. That's it. There's not
It was so bad we can't even speak about.
I
how
can't.
bad it
It should be unspoken.
Yes.
All right, what do we got next? Iron Man. Love this cover. Got to be an Alex Ross cover.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing cover. I don't think there's a ton happening in Iron Man right now, but it's solid. Writer Cantrell, Christopher Cantrell.
I haven't read too much stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty solid dude. But I don't like. That's the other thing is like. Marvel and DC are always like, oh, we don't really want you doing that or that or that or that. We have other plans down the road, or this guy's using that character, you can't use them, and it kind of ties these guys' hands into making stories that are, they're good. Yeah, but nothing really. There's nothing happening really moving the overarching story along, right? Yeah. There's stories, and inside the arc moves, but the overarching story doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Does the hero change? Does the
that's the big
society around it change
with ongoing comics is like no matter how much they change the character, eventually they're going to reset almost back to one again.
Right.
It's because they've done it, and it was like the same thing with people dying. Dying. It was like now one of the best things was when they brought Bucky back. It was like who like out of all the out of all the characters you'd be like that's the worst character to ever bring back, like keep him dead, and he found an interesting way, like if you can write a good story and not insult my intelligence with it, it was like have at it. But there's challenges to doing the work for hire for the bigger companies, and you got to work within their framework,
right? And then also, especially when you're working on a book that involves like if you're working on Justice League, you are effed.
Because there's so many, you can only do so
Superman's
many things
doing this over here, Batman's doing like you can't, like you have to try and write, and it doesn't always happen. Like Batman has to have the same voice in Justice League as that he has in Batman right now, and that he has in Detective, which they are not doing right now, and it is why they're in such trouble. Yeah, I mean they're not. DC's not really in trouble, but like they're floundering. Like they'll figure it out, but like it's not good for the comic book reader right now.
There hasn't been much.
We'll talk more about DC when we bring up DC. Got a lot of good
DC
things.
And Marvel.
Yeah.
We do DC. We'll come back to Marvel.
We'll come back. We'll talk about Marvel when we're in DC. So that's Iron Man. What's next? What do we got after Iron Man? Oh, Sinister War #1. Gazillion covers. I don't know. I'm going to lock in my covers tonight. This is the A cover. I'll be getting this one. Go to your previews world and look at all the covers to see which one you want to call, and because there's a lot of covers for this, a lot. I think maybe through G, something like that. This is kind of a cool cover. It's different, but kind of a throwback. He's had that faces inside of the mask before.
So it's like Doc Ock versus the Vulture.
Right.
Which it's cool. Like Spider-Man always had a pretty good rogues gallery, and interesting villains that he's fought over the years.
Yeah.
And Sinister Six was probably like 6 of the nastier ones.
Yeah,
The original, I'm sure that's what
probably
they're going to try to
back in the day,
for.
the most popular too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of loving the Vulture, probably because of Keaton's portrayal of him.
That
was awesome.
Yeah, that was where they really made like a funny looking bald old guy. Actually, you know, like
cool.
they updated him. They made him interesting because I always thought he was kind of a goof.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like somebody's grandfather with green wings.
Yeah.
And the big, you know, the frilly
collar. They kept the collar, which was cool, but they figured out a smart way to do it.
But yeah, they made him look cool, and I mean, his performance. I mean, he was menacing. You took him seriously.
Yeah, but he was also a family man.
Yeah, well, again, good villain. He was a good villain, and there's motivation for him.
The motivation that he was going to lose all of his finances. Like his family was all set for life. He had a lot of money, but he was going to lose everything, and blame Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So.
Was he in respect for him since in the after credits he's Homecoming?
Yes, and he makes a cameo in Morbius if we ever.
Oh, I'm actually kind of looking forward. I am, but I'm also scared because I love the old Marvel horror stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, oh, Morbius.
And they're dipping into it.
And Jared Leto, he could be a great actor, and he could just, because the Joker. Mm-hmm.
Well, they showed a lot of the stuff that they cut out. I liked a lot of the choices he made. I think it was that it didn't make, like, people didn't like his Joker because they didn't think it made sense.
Oh, the director's cut of Suicide Squad is definitely much better because there's more extended scenes. They just made him look like a reject from Hot Topic. That's the only
that.
Yeah, he looked like an emo kid.
Yeah, I kind of like the tattoo on the hand, the laugh.
No, that was cool.
That
but
was cool. All the other facial tattoos and stuff.
Like, there was some good parts with look. We're doing DC with Marvel again.
Yeah.
Tangents.
Okay, so Sinister War, picking it up. We'll have it. And there's the other Spider-Man book on FOC. It's next, and it is Spider-Woman. I might have missed the other one, Spiders in the Shadows. If I did, I believe that's there. There it is. Shadow of the Spider. Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow. This is a cool series. This is kind of a longer what if. It's if Spider-Man kept the symbiote. Everybody that has been reading it said this is really well written. Who's writing it? Chip Zdarsky. There you go. It's only a 5-issue series. This is number 4. We'll be getting this in. All my people who read comics, actually read them and love the stories, are reading this book. So I can't recommend it enough. And then we have Spider-Woman. Yeah, this is, it's just plugging along. They have it because sooner or later she's going to end up in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's what
Disney Plus or on the movies.
I'm surprised they haven't done anything with her. If they would do like when they did the Agent of Sword, stuff like that, like kind of like almost like Spider-Woman, Black Widow-y. I guess maybe they won't do that because it'll be too much like Black Widow.
Right.
But I thot that was good. She's an interesting character. Just depends on the writer.
Yep.
And what angle they take with her.
Yeah. And not really a spider character. Doesn't like she has that stinging thing, which they say I guess some spiders do, but.
Well, she has a really nice costume.
Yes, we do love her costume.
Yes.
Very a scaled down Vampirella.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of like the reverse Vampirella because she's only showing a little skin, where Vampirella is pretty much
mostly
walking
skin.
around in a J-string.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how she fights evil. Hell of a wedgie.
And what do we got after Spider-Woman? I know we're getting near the end of Marvel here, I think. There's maybe an X book or something. Nope, Star Wars. Yeah, this is the War of the Bounty Hunter Dr. Aphra book.
Yeah, I know I've said it before. I don't follow a lot of Marvel superhero stuff, but their Star Wars stuff has been top notch from the Volume 1 when they started the first volume. Yeah, it's been great. Dr. Aphra is its original character they created, and I would really like to see her in one of those live action things because she's a great character, and they've just been they've really been knocking it out of the park with Star Wars. They've been doing a lot of stuff. And I don't think they've really sledded it out too bad. There's not like 50 Star Wars books. There's a few different ones, but they all kind of give you a little thing. The Darth Vader book has been really good.
The Darth Vader book has been a great seller and has been like the people who are reading it get every single issue. They don't have nobody's fallen off.
And I mean, War of the Bounty Hunters. You know, you've got all the bounty hunters.
I think there's 4 titles or 5 titles that's crossing over into it. So.
It looks like a really good and interesting series. You know, you get more Boba Fett. You'll get a lot of the guys you've seen, Bosk and all the other ones.
Speaking of which, do we have the other covers? I think this has got a couple of covers. There's Jabba. And then I think there's another Star Wars book coming out the same time.
Yeah, there's the Boba Fett
There's
variant.
the Boba Fett variant. That's great with that green background.
Yeah.
And then Bosk.
The Bosk.
Figure ones. I'm getting all those. There's people that collect those figure covers. There's been like one, I think, almost for every single issue.
Well,
yeah. So
that's cool. You know, especially. That's our generation, really. You know, the old Kenner figures. So that's kind of a nice little bit.
I wish I had all of them.
Yeah, so do I. I would retire. I'd be retired now if I still had them all.
Yeah, I had all of them, and I had doubles and triples and some.
Oh well.
Because I would tell my mom that I didn't have it. Like if we went to the store and there was one the only one left was like one that I already had.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I gotta have that. She's like, don't you already have that one? No, not this one. Right? You think I'd leave it closed though because I already had it? No, I opened all mine.
Well, that's when when we were kids, you bought toys to play with them, not to tack on your
There's
wall
probably
and wait
several
for them.
buried in yards.
Yeah, I'm sure chewed up by dogs.
Yeah. What do we got next? Thor. 2 great covers for this. Thor 15. Cates is still on Thor. Kind of all that King in Black, Necro Sword, all that stuff is over. So this is going to be, I don't know if the new arc started last issue because I'm not reading it, or this issue, but like we're in a new arc. Either any way you look at it, there's a new arc here. Great covers. This one's a great cover. This one's a great cover. One has Captain America on it, so comics you never know. Does he make an appearance in there or not? I don't know. Or is it just a really cool cover?
You have to buy it and find out.
Yep, and it looks like the All-Father's going to be in it, so that's always cool. I'm a big Odin fan, maybe because I kind of look like him from the time I was in my 20s. Yeah, I'll just take my eye out just so I could be Odin. Instead of just wearing an eye patch over the good eye. I have to commit.
You have to hang yourself from a tree.
Yeah.
Get a couple of ravens.
Yeah, it wasn't the Tree of Woe though. That was Conan, right?
Yeah, that was the Tree of Life.
Tree of Life,
which is I'm not going to try to pronounce it because it has way too many consonants.
Is it where all?
Yeah, there you go.
What's it called? Yggdrasil. Oh yeah. Ooh. Is that where Alba got his name from?
Who?
The actor. Idris Elba.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So. Listen, it's a Thor book. It's written by Donny Cates. It'll be good. Pick it up, read it. You'll enjoy it. Maybe something happens. Maybe it doesn't. Way of X. I haven't been reading this book either. I mean, I really like the Nightcrawler character, but I never, this is, he's the main dude in it, and I, just can't get excited about it.
Yeah, like we were talking about Hickman before. It was like, I love how they started it, but then they branched out and went in too many different directions, and
this is being written by Spurrier.
Yeah, I mean he's a really good writer.
He makes interesting choices for sure. I mean, that's why he doesn't work a lot, but his stuff usually is then above and beyond other people's. So I'm kind of sorry that I haven't started reading it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll read it on trade. Maybe I'll have leftovers and I'll read it when I have a chance. Running and owning a comic store, working a full-time job, and trying to do a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I got to stop sleeping. That's the problem. The problem is, Emmett, you sleep.
Yeah.
You bastard.
If you could do away with sleep, so much more you could accomplish.
So much more. I could have for another 4 hours to do stuff. What do we got next?
Sleep 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 to 5 hours. That's it. Web of Spider-Man second print. This book blew up. There's a first appearance in it. People got really excited about it. I was really light on this book because it was web. Usually doesn't have like a lot of readers. Nobody had pre-ordered it for me. Nobody had said.
So it's kind of a surprise.
I probably glanced over it. I didn't see that there was going to be a first appearance, or they didn't put it in there that was going to be a first appearance so they could sell second prints. I don't know. Whatever. I'm getting the second print so people could read it, and like now people are wanting second prints, so I'll bring a few in. And that, I think, is the end of Marvel, and we'll be moving into who's next? Scout or something like that, maybe. No, oh, we have X Corp. Yeah, this is quiet book. This is also Tiny Howard. I know nothing about this book.
No, you lost me. the more obscure X you get now,
But I do have somebody that's reading it, so I mean, I'll have to stop when they're picking up their book. I have to ask them because now we're into issue 3, I think.
Yep. Yeah. It's issue 3.
I'll find out how it is. The only thing is, the guy who's buying this usually waits until the series is over to read it, unless it's a long, ongoing series.
So yeah. Well,
he might not even be able to tell me. So
you have to hit him up and find out if it's worth reading.
Yeah. Hey, if you're reading X Corp out there, let me know. Is it any good? You know, I have a few. I'll read it if it's good. Don't just say it's good because, you know, if it's meh, right? There's a lot of meh.
There's too much meh.
I read a lot of meh, and I'm not happy about having to read meh, but
I try not to do that.
Yeah, it's tough though, man. It's tough. I mean, especially when you're talking about a long-going series, there's gonna be a setup book.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right? Like,
definitely.
you know, if you're up to issue 354,
yeah.
Like,
There
don't
might be
complain.
there might
nothing
be some filler
happened.
in there. Yeah, sure.
Nothing happened in that book.
Yeah.
Well, there has to be some setup.
Yeah.
Can't be punching somebody on every page.
Every other page.
Maybe we should do a comic like that. It's just a guy punching somebody
people?
every page.
That, one,
Get a really great artist, and he just like the Puncher Man. Instead of one Punch Man, it's every Punch Man.
That's what happened. What was it? Like a Punchy from Hawaiian Punch.
That's
what happened now. His son is now a supervillain that just goes around punching people randomly.
Now we've gone to Marvel to writing our own Punch Man comic.
Sure.
Every Punch Man comic. All right, what's next? Now I think we're done with Marvel.
We are the house of bad ideas.
No, we're not done with Marvel. The second. That's because I really love this cover.
It's got Multiple Man, so.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Multiple Man. This is Del Mundo. I like a lot of his covers. He hasn't really struck that collectible guy. Maybe because he's not doing a lot of 1/50s or 1/25s, or maybe because he's not the flavor of the week. But I really love his construction, his composition.
Oh, yeah.
His color usage. Everything about his covers I love. So to support him, I buy one, even though I probably won't sell it. Not that it'll go into my collection. Maybe it will end up in my collection, but that just...
It'll still look nice on
it's
the wall.
X Corp.
Yeah.
Who's buying this? I don't know. What do we got next? Now maybe. Yes, here we go. Berserker. Love the cover. Very reminiscent. I believe there is a Unknown Soldier cover that looks almost exactly like this.
Oh, could be a homage cover. I mean, Ron Garney does the.
I mean, how many positions? Like, if you're jumping.
Well,
from,
yeah.
Like that's the position you're going to be in, but with the wrapped hands, it brought it right to the Unknown Soldier for me right away.
This has been a good series.
I love it.
Yeah, I really
Sorry about spiking everybody.
It's ultra violent.
Super ultra violent. Yay for masculinity. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's John Wick the Barbarian.
Yes, and if you like John Wick,
it's that. Well, I mean, it's a guy. He's immortal, who's been alive for like thousands of years, but he's trying to regain his memory and figure out where he came from.
So instead of when John Wick breaks a guy's arm or like punches a guy in the face, he punches through their face.
Yeah, rips their arm.
He rips their arm completely off. So it's like just that notch above
Yeah, it's definitely
So good.
ultra violent, but there is a good story behind it.
There is a
definitely
little bit of
slow,
setup.
It's a slow burn too. They kind of show more than tell you stuff.
Right.
But it's I think 3 just came out recently.
3 came out, and it's a lot of flashback back to when
Yeah.
he was a child.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little
In-
bit of his origin and where he came from.
Probably even pre-Viking. They look a little like Vikings, but I
Yeah.
think they're more like when we became tribal, when we went from like small in caves to like growing food and
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, more tribal.
trading and all that. Yeah.
But it's definitely a solid series, good action series.
Art's good?
definitely- Yeah,
I don't got any complaint for the art. Is it
Ron
my
Garney's a
favorite
solid
art?
artist. He has that kind of old school Frank Miller style,
Yeah.
a little bit like that. Not ultra real, but it works for the story really well.
Splash pages are going to be hot
Yeah.
and really good.
Yeah,
The smaller panels are going to be kind of sketchy and kind of like this is just helping to move the story along. It's not.
yeah.
Right.
It's definitely a book I would say it was worth picking up. Though.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can understand that because like putting out 24 pages in a month.
Yeah.
For an artist, it's insane.
Yeah, comic artists don't get enough credit.
No.
For just
They working
under
hard
pressure.
for me to bust on them because like that panel was just like a little like he mailed it in. It's kind of shitty of me, but that's the way when I'm reading it, I feel. But I know I don't know because I can't do it, but I know from talking to artists knowing artists how really hard it is to do, and I can appreciate it. I really can.
And this book, 5th printing of #1. This is a
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is selling well, obviously, and it deservedly so because it's a good book.
I'm bringing in
It's
every
really good.
printing, and I put them on the shelves, and they just slowly. I leave them on the even though because they're extra printings, I leave them on this week's shelf.
Mhm.
They stay there, and people as they come in and grab stuff, they go, "Oh, I forgot that this came out," and they'll pick it up. So I leave it there. Great book. I think it's got a bunch of covers. Let's go through all the 5th printing covers. Oh, this is #4 actually. So that's 5th printing #1, and this is the A cover of #4. And this will continue the story. They'll come out on the same week. 3 weeks from now, this will be out.
Yeah, and this is continuing his origin story. So,
Yeah.
it's
Which they didn't do any origin covers, which kind of disappointed me.
Yeah.
I wish they had done like a barbaric cover, because like
Well, 5th printing, you never know. They
he
might.
looks as cool. He looks as cool in his barbaric outfit.
Yeah.
Swinging an axe, as he does.
Yeah,
Running
more
around with
modern
a
day.
gun and his gut bleeding. So yeah. And then this is the foil. You can't tell by the picture. This is the same as cover A, but it's a foil cover. And then this is the same as cover B, but a foil cover.
That's in case you want to wrap
Yeah.
up your sandwich in a comic book.
Yeah, Mouse Guard is back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was super popular. I don't think it's not the same as Red Guard, right? It's not the same. Is it the same writer as Red Guard?
I don't think so.
Because there's a whole mouse series that when my son was really small, he read, and he really loved them. It was like, I would say, like Three Musketeers, Robin Hood-esque books. And then this is Mouse Guard. It has the exact same look and feel to it. The original book of this is $360.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it came out quite a while ago.
This is a new story. This is a different one. It came a while ago. It's a weird size. It's not tall like a magazine. It's not even as tall as a comic, but it's wider than a comic. It's just a weird size, which really turns comic readers off. But it's really great art and just a cool story. Great writer. So yeah, I'm gonna bring this in, even though it'll make people complain about it. But you gotta support greatness.
Oh yeah, that's a little. They're trying something different. So
Yeah, and this is perfect for that 12 to 20 new comic book reader who's coming over from maybe YA novels and Scholastic into comics. So soon to be carrying Scholastic. Well, soon. I don't know soon, but we are trying to get Scholastic in the shop. so that we can bring in more young readers and then get them from Captain Underpants to Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So, what's next? Mighty Morphin.
Power
Rangers.
There you go.
Buy it, leave it on the shelves forever. Somebody will buy it at some point in time. This weekend again, just had somebody come and buy 10 issues.
Yeah, it's a little after our time, the Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's my son's time, 90s. Yeah.
You agree with more Transformers?
Yeah, Transformers were probably earlier. I wasn't into that.
Nah,
Star Wars was my thing.
Yeah.
Before that, it was G.I. Joes. Lots of G.I. Joe. The 12-inch. Yeah, I'm not old. 3.5s hadn't come out yet. All right, so what's after this? Beyond the Breach. A new Aftershock book. Looks like a horror book. Horror books are on fire. You don't want to miss out on the next Something's Killing the Children. Do I think it is the next Something Killing? No, I don't.
It could be.
It is Is that Brubaker? No, it's Bryson.
He actually did a book with a friend of mine, my friend Jason. It's called Kill All Monsters.
Kill All Monsters. Yeah. That was a good
Graphic
book.
novel. Yeah, it's a really good
Yeah.
book.
All right, well, we're bringing it in to try it out. So we'll see.
Aftershock, they usually...
When they first came out, they were on fire, but I think
Yeah.
they screwed a lot of their writers and artists and stuff.
They did have a really good, diverse, a little bit of everything for everybody as far as like horror, science fiction.
Right, and they were just like killer books out the gate. Like really good stories, really good ideas, really good art.
I'd like to see more ongoing stuff from that.
Just the books ended abruptly. They didn't have, I guess, they didn't have the money for staying power with some of these books.
Yeah, that was a problem with a few of them. They felt like they ended a few issues short.
Yeah.
Again, that's cost of doing business and being independent.
I heard there's a new guy running it, so maybe it's ready for a turnaround. We'll see. Let's do. Is there another? Yeah, Bunny Mask. This was another kind of cool concept. It's like a killer wearing a bunny mask. She's like a little girl.
Yeah, definitely has the horror factor.
Yeah.
To it.
I mean, I sold out, so bring in issue 2. See if it sells out again. Might have just been specking on number 1, but we'll see.
You never know.
Everfrost. I have this is Black Mask, I believe. Yeah, Black Mask Comics. They put out some good stuff, but man, delays. I never got my. So they did that comic Black, where only black people could be superheroes. They come out with a book called White, which is the people that are trying to keep it a secret and trying to stop them. I never got my issues. I ordered them. It was postponed. I reordered them. And then I don't know if it got canceled or postponed again. But now I see that there's a second print. And I didn't order the second print because whatever. But
they might be trying to restart it.
Yeah, I had a few readers of Everfrost, so I'm bringing this in. But yeah, a little disappointed in Black Mask. But I don't know what their trials and tribulations are. The money, it's probably tough.
Whole COVID
and the
pandemic thing.
And then the social thing, like the book is black and now it's white, and there's already a lot of social tension and stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought that that helps with the conversation, that you put it out there, put it in everybody's face. Let's talk about it.
Well, no, that's what you should do.
Yeah. All right, what's after Everfrost? Moths. This is AWA. They've been critically acclaimed, but I can't get people to read their books.
Oh, J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah, he wrote Resistance for them, and everybody loved it. Everybody said it was great. They had like 2 or 3 volumes of it. Had a trade paperback.
He's a good writer. Like this.
He's a really good writer. How
really
long did he write Fantastic Four for? Holy crap!
Yeah,
10 years maybe.
Quite a while.
Long time.
This actually, I kind of flew under my radar too. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, and
number 1 should be out this week.
Because I would pick it up just on the strength of his writing.
That's a great cover.
And I mean,
too.
It's a great cover. So I would pick this up just on the strength of his name alone, just to see what it's like.
Yep.
Give the number 1 a shot and see how the story is.
Yeah, and the number 1 covers are pretty hot too. So, yeah, keep an eye out for Moths. I'm not bringing in a bunch of them, so if you're watching here in Port Jervis and you come buy comics here and you want one, better be early on Wednesday. All right, what do we got next? or Call Me Before Midnight.
Oh, Captain
Captain
Harlock.
Harlock. Number 1 came out last week.
Did it?
So
Do you have any here?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I have to get one.
So this is a cool thing that this company does, Ablaze. Their number 2s lag a week. So it's a month and a week. It gives you a chance to judge how many you're going to sell of the number 1.
Oh, that's good.
So and to
Kinda
get
like
people
help the
reading it.
retailer and get readers.
Yeah, how they don't all do this? Like after number 2, you don't have to do it, right? Then you can be on the monthly thing. But give us a week. Like I have to order number 2s and I have to lock it in tonight. The comic comes out, for most of this other stuff, it comes out on Wednesday. So if number 1 is a flop and I've already ordered 5 number 2s, I'm stuck with those.
Well, that's what's I think it was one cool point about the company too, is that they're doing that with the retailers with them in mind.
Yeah.
I've been reading. They've been doing. It's called the Sumerian. It's Conan.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess I don't know. I don't know how they got the rights because Marvel's still putting out Conan stuff.
Because Marvel doesn't have the rights. They have the rights to Conan, but they do not have the rights to the character. They have the rights to a comic called Conan.
Oh, I didn't
but
know
they
that.
do not have the rights to the character. That's in public domain.
Because the
like
Ablaze
Thor.
stuff. Oh yeah, that's true. The Ablaze stuff that I've been reading, it's all the original Robert E. Howard stories adapted, pretty much verbatim, to how the old stories were. And you get the comic, and then in the back of the comic, they actually have the prose version of the story, so you could read Howard's original. And you could read the comic and see, and it's pretty close. I mean, they say it's uncensored and all that. I don't know. It doesn't have any more nudity or blood than any other comic you would read. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's adult, but
they've had a lot of great covers.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of covers, and they're usually good. The interior artwork has been really solid.
I really tried to support them on that book because I think through issue 4 or 5, I just had nobody reading it. Even with the cool covers, I couldn't get people to take it off the shelves.
I think one of the problem is like Marvel has adapted a lot of the stories over the course of time, and then Dark Horse kind of did the same thing where they were adapting it. So it's a lot of stories you've probably read before, but
it also helps to adapt because it updates them.
Well, yeah, and it definitely updates it, but these are much more closer to the original.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of his prose writing, then these are definitely worth picking up. Now, Captain Harlock's a old classic Japanese anime.
This is the only Japanese. No, it's not. I liked 2, Battle of the Planets.
Yeah.
And Captain Harlock. Captain Harlock is the bad guy, if I remember. He's like a pseudo bad guy, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like an anti-hero.
He's an anti-hero.
He's not really like a bad guy, but he's not a good guy.
Good guy either. Like this is the guy I wanted to be. Like he may have started the trench coat mafia. I think maybe.
Yeah, he did have the cool long coat and the big gun.
Man.
And an interesting cast of characters.
Yeah.
You know, it's more like what do you call it? Like a ship based where you know it's them flying around.
Star Trek. Star Trek.
That kind of with some quirky characters in the crew, and like I'll have to pick up number 1 because actually this is another one
the art's great.
I saw it was coming out, and then I just forgot that it was coming out.
I got 4 of I think the 6 covers that came out. This cover, I know I bought 10 issues because I got the 1 in 10.
It'd be interesting
probably because I like it.
I mean, for me, who was a fan, I was a fan of the original series to see how they've adapted it and updated it. I mean, that's another one. I would just pick it up because I loved the old anime.
Is there a second cover for this? Did I show it? No, there's only the 1 cover. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're out there and you're like, I don't know if I'd want to read that comic, I'm sure you can find this show on YouTube. It's got a little bit of laughter. There's a couple because there's quirky characters.
It's the like Star Blazers, or you want to call the Space Battleship Yamato, whatever, whichever title you want to call it. It has that older kind of anime that's a little more cartoony.
Yep.
So that I mean, you either like it or you don't. But story-wise, they were always, I think, ahead of time with animated, like the stories and the characterization was not just like they tried to make them 3-dimensional characters and not just like Adventure of the Week.
Battle of the Planets had a really cool series out on, was it IDW or Devil's Due? I think it was IDW.
Might have been. That was a while ago.
That was a while ago, but like the art was fantastic.
They had
Alex Ross
was
covers.
doing the covers, yeah.
And
well, he did the cover to the DVD box set too, which if
oh,
that,
cool. If you haven't
that's
seen, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go find that. Also, that's another great show.
Find the Japanese version.
The Japanese version you like better?
Yeah, because it's more violent and it doesn't have Seven Zark 7 and the goofy robot stuff.
Oh, that they added
more,
to make it kiddie.
Yeah, well,
because they wanted to make toys out of it, which they didn't end up doing.
They made it. It was more kiddie, not as violent. Like the original Japanese ones are pretty violent. And,
well, so like Voltron's all they're all lions. These they're all birds.
Yeah. Yep.
Has the same kind of, they come together and make a big giant thing, but they're more based in space. And then
the Phoenix. That's the ship, the fiery Phoenix.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I liked it.
Good stuff. I'm looking forward to actually reading this series.
Yep.
See what it's about.
And I don't know the writer, but I'm not familiar with the writer. Looks like they have dual writers on it, but it could be good. Yeah. And it's a Mirka Adolfo cover, so anybody that collects him, you get an Adolfo cover. What do we got next? Rick and Morty. Yeah, this has got 2 covers. I'm getting one of each. Somebody always comes and buys a Rick and Morty. Again, more of a property than a comic book, of course, because it was show first.
Yeah, the show is fun.
Rare comic that actually, when I read it, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of comics, I mean...
I don't really like to read, like, funny comics.
Funny comics.
This is one that actually is, like...
Right. My favorite funny comic was America Karate.
Oh. Yes, I remember that.
If you can find issues of that, go read that book.
We reviewed it.
We reviewed
a few issues. It definitely was a fun book.
Yeah,
but and along this line, too.
I can't believe it ended. I still can't believe it ended. It was so good.
I can't believe it went on that long. And I mean that in the best possible way, because it was a fun series, but yeah.
It was very past South Park, right? It was, it was socially unacceptable.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't do so
well. But I think
now.
we have the other cover. This is Hotel Immortal, the Hotel Immortal, which I think was season 5 premiered recently. So that's issue 1 and that's cover 1 and 2. What do we got next? That's on Oni Press, by the way, just in case you're interested. We're on to Pops. Mobus M. Mobus. This is the guy from Loki.
Oh,
Owen Wilson. You haven't got to see Loki yet.
No, I am
no
really.
spoilers.
I haven't watched any of the Marvel TV shows yet. Yes, I know. I wanted to start with WandaVision, and I just haven't had a chance.
This.
You try and work full time playing 3 bands.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. This is luckily I can watch TV at work sometimes when it's slow. Just so we can stay awake because I work all night. But
I cannot.
This is a great character.
I have to work.
Yeah. Owen Wilson is good. Owen Wilson is good in this part.
He's
Owen.
Really
he's just Owen Wilson.
See it. I mean, I like the Loki character.
Yeah, and they have Loki, and Loki's the other. I think I bought 3 of these because the show's been popular.
Did they make a pop with him as Loki with the helmet?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I like that. I love the helmet design.
Yeah.
I always have. I always thought that.
I wish they had done this. I wish they had made a chase.
Him in a suit and tie really doesn't do it for me. And a mullet.
They have him in the suit and tie wearing the helmet sometime during the series. Not yet.
Oh really?
But it was in the trailer. So if that comes
it's on
about,
my list to watch. You know,
I mean, I wish that would have been a great chase.
6 months.
That would have been a great chase with him like this and then in the helmet.
with the helmet.
Yeah. So that's the 2 pops. I think there was only 2 pops that I have up. And I think, is there anything else? We're moving over to DC now.
That means we're going to talk about Marvel.
It's time to talk about Marvel now. All right, FOC. This is next week's FOC because theirs ended on Saturday and we do our shows on Monday. So this gives you a lot of time for DC. And I can't see the first part of this because of the crappy way they do their website. Makes it really hard for us to make it.
Blue and gold. It's.
Is that the first one?
Yes, number 1 of 8.
Well, I love these 2 together. This is a buddy cop comedy
Booster
group.
Gold
Booster
and
Gold.
Blue Beetle.
So there it is. There it is. And so I was a Booster Gold fan what did he come out? Like 84, 86, like right around, like I was just either.
Was he in, what was it?
He first appears in Booster Gold #1. They invented him for his own book.
Oh, really?
Then he ends up in the Justice League International and all that later on.
That's what I was talking. That's where him and Blue Beetle really kind of they really like came into their own, because that had kind of a comedic slant to it too.
Yeah.
Especially with those two. I've read some of them, and the best one is when Batman punches out what the hell's his name, the Green Lantern with the bad haircut.
Oh, Guy Gardner.
Yeah, where he just drops him with one shot. It was like that's a good series. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm sure it'll be a fun kind of buddy superhero thing.
And Dan Jurgensen's writing it, so like he's been around for a long time. He may have written the original.
He wrote the Death of Superman.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Yeah, he like was big in that time period, and maybe they want to make a play back to that. Like these were a popular crew.
His style lends more to this type of book,
I guess
too,
Blue Beetle's alive again, so I don't know when that got retconned.
Yeah. Who said dead is dead?
Right. So, I mean, I think it could have been interesting where he had taken the new Blue Beetle under his wing, and then it could have been a more like you're an old man, you're just a kid kind of comedy thing, which could have been good also. Don't steal my idea, DC. Just hire me. I retire in 3 years and I will be available. But yeah, this is. I'll read it because like I like the buddy.
Yeah, the characters are good, and it's it's going to be it's going to be a fun story.
Right.
They're not going to get too deep or dark. It's going to be more of a buddy film or a buddy book.
Yeah. All right, what's next? This is the other cover.
The Dave Johnson cover.
Yeah, this shows them on the opposite sides of a card.
He's
a cool cover.
He's a great artist too. Really good cover artist.
Yeah. Then this is so Lunar does Scout Comics now. Is that Scout, or is that Scout? Yeah. So Scout Comics is done by Lunar now, so they're also going to be on this page.
Oh, they're not DC book then.
That's not a DC book. This is independent Scout, and they haven't obviously separated into DC and Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DC and the other, they're all just like, I guess, alphabetical. Blue Beetle, By the Horns. Obviously, there's no Batman on this week for FOC. By the Horns, we had some #1s in, cool covers. Had no buyers, so it has fallen off, but that's that book. And that's its B cover. We won't be getting it in. If you want it, you're going to have to call us so we can order it. Catwoman. Yeah, we ordered this in. We got a couple of readers of this still. Ram V is writing it.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
I've been reading his run on Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing has been really good, right? And as big as Swamp fans as we are, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, and it's not Alec Holland anymore. It's a different character, but it's an interesting story. And he did a series for Image called Paradiso a couple of years ago, which was really, really good, weird dystopian science fiction. But he's a solid writer.
If what makes you angry about a story is that they changed the character, find a life.
Well, I mean, it's all if you do it well,
right?
That's the whole thing. If you're just changing the character because you've got to change the character, or we need to change the race of the character to be more diverse, that kind of bothers me. But if you do it in a good way and it's interesting and it,
well, I don't want
for it.
I want them to
tell new stories.
Yeah, if you want to do the diverse thing, passing the mantle can be cool.
It depends on how it's done, or
it makes sense that it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So
either
that's
or.
all.
I mean, it all comes down to the story.
Tell us good story. We just want to read good stories. I don't care.
Just tell a good story. I don't really care what the race of the hero is, as long as the story's good.
No, I don't. And you're in a fantasy world. Like what? Okay, we've got on. Moving on. Catwoman. She probably has a second cover. Yeah, it's a Frizen. I'll have 3 of these.
Yeah.
I have Frizen collectors, so.
I can understand that. I mean, it's a great artist, and that's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing. Her portrait and like her composition, like there's some people that do portrait stuff for covers, and you're like, that's so boring. They're just standing there. What? There's
Yeah, it's
motion.
interesting.
It's very interesting. They're looking in different directions. I mean, if you're into art, you can see all the stuff that's going on composition wise.
The composition's really and simple background, but you know.
Right, so keeps from any distraction, right?
Yeah, it's really well done.
So all the stuff in the foreground has to be perfect because there's nothing going on in the background,
that's
right?
What you're looking at, yeah.
And so the flowers have to be perfect, and the facial expressions and the faces have to be perfect.
Right, it's really a well done cover.
Yeah. I love that they both have their eyes closed. It's great. Count Draco.
Knuckle duster.
Yeah, these are cool that they've come out with on this label. This is Black Caravan. They also did something killer, Phantom Killer. These are like based on these knockoff action figures that a guy made.
Really?
Yeah, so like this is parts from Darth Vader and other characters, and they made an action figure out of it, and then somebody made it a whole story around them. And
because I was going to say the chess piece, it looks like Darth Vader.
So I mean, a cool concept. They get their, they got their inspiration from these action figures, which are pretty popular on the secondary market. On like they sell them like for $50 and $60 a piece. The guy makes them in his house. They are cool. So.
That's interesting.
Yep. Phantom Killer was the first one. This is the second one, Count Draco. Sorry, I'm old. I get like indigestion from nowhere. I didn't eat anything or drink anything. I've been here for an hour. Just comes out of nowhere. All right, what's after Count Draco? Fables Compendium. We won't be getting that. I have probably the entire run of Fables in floppies, so if somebody wants it, they can buy it that way. Great series. Right?
Yeah, I thought it was a great
They were
concept.
hit and miss, right? They were because they were like different.
I didn't read a lot of them. I read a few. Actually, my sister was very big into Fables. And, I mean, Bill Willingham, for you old school D&D guys, he was one of the original artists. Yeah. I mean, he's writing the series, but it was interesting to see he made the transition over to writing. Right. And it's a very interesting concept. It's cool.
So
pick it up in the trade.
It's massive. That was a long run.
Yeah.
So then now it's Flash. Great cover.
And a Peterson cover.
Yeah, I think I don't know if all of his covers are this great.
Yeah, that's a good one though. It's really good.
That's a really good one. The mirror image has become a big trope.
Yeah. And
I think this was done really, really well. I just really like that cover. And that's the A cover. So,
yeah.
I don't get DC sometimes. They're like, they get a cover and they're like, oh, this is the A cover? Oh, we still need a B cover. What's the B cover look like? I don't even know what's going on there. It's just too much.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mess.
I mean, it's kind of cool because it's kind of like...
That to me reads like it should be a splash page or a panel and not so much the cover.
Yeah. Too much fiery stuff.
Yeah, it's a little too busy to really kind of...
Distraction from the art. It looks like the Flash may actually be really cool drawn.
That's the B cover, right?
Yeah.
Like this was like the A covers.
I would have rather had a non-trade dress of the A cover for the B cover.
Yeah. Right?
Give me a virgin cover of that so I don't have anything in the way of, I don't know, I kind of like how the Flash comes across the top of that too. But a lot of people are all about these virgin covers, but sometimes the title is a character on the page.
No, it's true.
Remember the Hulk one where he's got the Hulk on the word Hulk on his back?
Yeah.
Like that it becomes a character on the cover.
Steranko used to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that might have been him who did that cover, actually.
Might have been.
I'm not sure. They've done so many homages to that. It was like I lose track of who the original artist really was.
And then there's other times where it's exploded or
yeah. If it's sometimes they incorporate it in interesting ways.
So what do we got after this Flash? Because the A cover is the one to get if you're getting one. Justice League. I love this cover too. The kind of phantom look overlooking. I mean that's been done 100 times in DC. JSA books and
a lot, especially the team books. They tend to do stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody's in trouble. So this I think has to do with the Checkmate is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to do with that story. It looks like Black Canary on the cover. So we got Justice League readers all the time. This is the B cover. Meh. It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Justice League Dark. This has been they've been killing it story wise. Now they've gone to various writers. There's a lot of people working on it. Writers and art. It's almost become an anthology now.
I think this is the original version.
This is the omnibus hardcover. That's why. This is not the ongoing. This is the new 52. You're right. This is the original version hardcover.
They did a crossover. It was Justice League Dark. It was Animal Man. Maybe like Swamp Thing at the time, which really like a great, probably the best iteration of the Justice League Dark team.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see Constantine on the cover. Oh no, he's there.
Yeah, he's there.
I mean,
he should have been more predominant on the cover. But
yeah, if you put him in the book, usually you'll get my interest in it because he's one of my favorite characters.
Me too, all-time favorite characters.
And he's kind of a prick.
Yeah.
So going
back to that. I didn't mind Constantine, the movie with Keanu Reeves. I mean, I would have rathered a different actor, but I liked all the occult stuff they put in there. I love that they put Papa Midnight in it.
There was parts of it I liked and parts of it I didn't like. It wasn't bad. I think Matt Ryan, the guy who was playing him on the TV, I thought the TV series was really well done, and I was like, it's a shame.
So mad that they ended that.
You know what though? It was like Channel 4. It was like that's not like a mainstream TV show.
And they left us with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I guess he comes back in some of the other.
He's on the CW now, and the Heroes of Tomorrow.
I don't watch any of that stuff.
No, well they've made it comedic.
Yeah.
Right. Every once in a while they use him for some, something comes up, like a demon shows up and he has to work. But all right, so on past. If you want the hardcover, let me know by next week. This is Legends of the Dark Knight, number 3. It's a restart of this series because we have to have 15 Batman books because we don't know what else we're doing because Batman sells just because it's Batman. It's unfair to the readers.
Written and drawn by Derek Robertson of Transmetropolitan. Yeah, well, it's a different realm, but it's interesting to see that he's writing as well as drawing it. I mean, he's a good artist.
I love Transmetropolitan. Yeah. That was a great book. That's a great book.
Definitely
so no book. Disrespect to him. It just I would have rather seen him writing a book like not like Transmetropolitan, but like some new story, original characters on Vertigo. How about bringing back Vertigo, you dicks?
It's called Black Label.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They kicked out Karen Berger and changed the name.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
That's B cover. It's cool. I think it's I know that artist. Yeah, Jorge Molina. Great art.
Yeah, very cool.
And then the 1 in 25 Federici. I'm not fond of it. I don't like that close up. I mean, it's great. The art is fantastic.
I know. Yeah.
Right? It just as for a comic book.
Hey, Federici,
He's great. He's done. They've been doing his 1 in 25s now for like 3 or 4 weeks. Almost the entire every issue that comes out has a 1 in 25. So I don't know how long he's been working on this, and then they kind of have to end up using everything that he did. But they did have a Jen Bartel for last week for a Superman, for the new Superman book, which was a 1 in 25. I can't order 25 books, but again, it was just a portrait. Like she's an amazing artist, and she brought a lot to but it's just a portrait.
Yeah.
I want something dynamic. I'm a comic book guy. What's next? What do we got next? Looney Tunes. From time to time, I get these in. I probably will order this because it's Elmer Fudd and the Tasmanian Devil on the cover. That just will sell. Like, kids will want that book. What we got after that? Nightwing. I've upped my numbers in Nightwing. Crazy stuff going on. This is a spoiler alert, but you know, if you haven't been reading Nightwing, shame on you because it happened last week. His sister is alive.
Robin,
And she's
original, Dick Grayson?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know he
From
had
the
a
Flying
sister.
Graysons.
I didn't know he had a sister.
I didn't know either.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, all of a sudden, she
And
was the
neither-
sister.
He didn't really know either, I guess. Raised by Zuko. So
She wasn't an acrobat or anything like that? She was something different? I'm not
I haven't
familiar.
been reading it,
Oh.
but like it just exploded now, and I'm all out of the first issue where she appears as the new mayor. I think her name is Melinda Zuko. And then in 81 is where she reveals to herself that she reveals to him that she's
Oh, so
his
that's why,
sister.
that's why there's a little
Yeah. And so
interest in the book.
who's that Robin that's fighting with? It's not Damien, and it's not Jason Todd. He has Robin with him. Maybe it is Damien, but like he's been helping him out. So and there's a new villain, Heartless. So like the last 4 issues have been Tom Taylor's writing it. Good
Oh.
writer.
Yeah, he did. He had
Yeah.
a really good run on.
And now he's
Batman
doing-
for a while.
Now he's doing Superman.
Oh.
Like he's got that which issue 1 comes out this week, I think. This week or next week.
He's following Bendis.
Yeah.
Now Bendis got a
But-
lot of crap for
Yeah,
his
but it's
run.
not. He's doing the. Kent is now going to be the Superman in the Superman book.
Oh,
Jonathan Kent.
okay. Jonathan Kent,
Yeah.
as in the dad,
Yeah. No. His son.
the clone,
No, his son.
Superman.
The same one my nephew wrote.
Oh,
Future
I-
State.
yeah,
Future State Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future
Yeah.
State Superman now is taking over the Super. I guess that was the plan always, but it like got pushed all over and around and upside down. But yeah, so great thing. Like this is what comics need. They need a new storyline. I mean, look, it's like a soap opera. Like we need evil clones and evil twins and sisters you didn't know about.
Again,
We
if you-
love this stuff.
If you do it the right way, and
Right.
the story's good.
It's not corny and
Yeah.
jammed in sideways and just in there just to put a new character in. You know, people need new characters. No, look at your own life.
Could be interesting. Yeah. it
You
could
meet
be
new
interesting.
characters in your own life all the time.
Yeah.
Your job hires a new person. That's a new character in your life, right? And they're either a hero or a villain. You either hate them or like them.
And it could be your sister that you thought you never had.
That's right. That's right. Listen, I found a niece I didn't know I had.
Really?
Yeah, just happened to us, and through one of the DNA websites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't go on this because I might have some illegitimate children I don't know.
Well, that's what happened. So
I found out about a brother I didn't have.
yeah. So yeah, so it happens in our real life. People who say like it's ridiculous when it happens in these books. Real life is way stranger than any of this stuff.
Well, you know, it's comic books, so it's hyper reality.
Right.
It's not totally real. Again, like the main thing when it comes down to is story. If you wrote a good story and you made it believable,
Right.
then yeah, go for it. Go. Anything goes. If you can do it well, do it.
It's just catching the imagination of the people that you have enough readers that
That's
you can
it.
continue to do the work.
And keeping the story interesting and
Right.
throwing curveballs at your main character left
Yeah.
and right.
Just like our lives.
Yeah.
For us, it's a car breaking down.
I don't think I would look too good in spandex though.
Oh no, I would need Spanx. I wouldn't. There's too much living left on this spot. You know.
Where's Sean Connery's Zardoz outfit?
There you go.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, we may
that's-
lose electricity, so if we go off the air, it's a big thunder roll just a second ago. But. All right, so that's Nightwing, and off onto Zardoz from Nightwing
Yeah.
to
Now,
Zardoz.
where the Zardoz reference? That's probably the
I'm
best
a huge-
tangent of the night.
I'm
gonna have
a
to go.
huge Zardoz fan.
Oh,
though.
I love that movie.
The only movie I
John
like-
Borman, man, same guy
Right.
who did Excalibur, the greatest King Arthur movie ever.
ever. The cinematography in that,
Yeah.
the way the armor gleamed,
Yep. And Helen Mirren was hot when she was young.
super hot. All ridiculously hot. You got to watch that movie. It still plays well today. Hey,
Yeah.
and Captain Picard is in it.
Oh yeah, yep. There is quite a
Early
good cast in it.
Stewart Yeah.
The best, I think Nicole Williamson plays Merlin in it. The best portrayal of Merlin too.
Yeah.
I've ever, personally, that's my favorite version of King Arthur. It's great. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we got to comics to Zardos to Excalibur, but there we go again.
And then,
yeah.
well, we could get to Barbarella, but I didn't put it up there. Barbarella is on. Her comic is coming out this. I do think I have Barbarella now. Let's move to what's next on DC. What we got next? He's lost his space because we've gone so far off. Oh, the B cover.
Zardos speaks to
Yeah,
you.
there she is. Then she's on the cover there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's raining so hard, I think it's coming in here. And then this is the B cover. This is 82 for Nightwing. Oh, the other one was second print of 81. This is 82. This is the A cover of 82. The B cover of 82, which is cool. I like that cover. Other history. This has been a great series. This is the last one in the series. It's magazine size. Sort of an Elseworld story. John Ridley's writing it. It's good. It's really good reading. It's on the black label. They made it magazine size. Not all the black labels are magazine size. This is the B cover. I usually don't get the B covers in these because they take up a lot of space. Rabid World, we can skip that. This is another one that Lunar has picked up. I got number 1. There's been no interest in it. Shazam number 1. Awesome looking cover. I can't say a bunch of these, but more than I usually get. I think I got 4 issues of this in Shazam's movies have been pretty hot, so. And the B cover, I didn't get the B cover. I didn't like it. I think he's like squat.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the fire's cool and the pose is cool and everything. It's just not my style. I'm sure somebody out there loves it. It's their favorite cover. Did I order this one? Oh, this is the 1 in 25. I did not order this one.
Wow. Now that's an interesting cover because it looks like a Gustave Doré.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like that. That kind of.
It is very cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
But I'd have to order 25 issues just to and then pay for this issue. Like it's not even like you get it free. Buy 25, get this one free. It's buy 25 and then buy this one.
So buy 26.
Yeah, and then you only get one. That's it. So yeah. Soulstream. I think I got a couple of these in for kids. It's a cheap book, $1.99. Same writer and artist. Not familiar with her, but I figured I'd give her a shot. It's on an imprint through Scout. They call Scoot. It's specifically made for kids. This is Stabby Bunny plush. I did not order any of these. Stabby Bunny was like a spec book. Everybody was all over. It was a bunny that was a killer, and like issue 1, like had a white bunny covered in blood on the cover.
Bunny rabbit. Okay.
Yeah. So like it was like issue number 1 was really hot. It fell off very quickly, but maybe there's some people out there for this. Not at my shop. Static season 1, number 2, definitely all about Static. Loved this character. I can't believe he went away for so long. Cool powers, cool stories. I don't know. Maybe they had something to do with licensing and who owned the right. Maybe that's why it was away for so long.
Because he didn't come out in
a Milestone.
But
DC kind of like had Milestone as an imprint. I know like one of the original creators of Milestone died. I don't know if this was
actually the creator of Static X. I can't remember.
Yeah,
he died very young.
It may have been hung up and all that.
Could have been.
And that's why it wasn't around. But hey, it's great to have it back because he's a cool character. Strange Adventures. I love how they did this cover, like a pulp novel from the 70s, maybe 60s, 70s.
Yeah, definitely got the pulp novel.
I love that cover.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But I stopped reading it. Sorry, Tom. You kind of lost me around issue 4.
Adam Strange.
The Adam Strange run. There was a lot of intrigue, and it was cool, but it just was too much for me at the time, I guess. I can't say it was bad. It was good, and it made me want to read more. And people were like, well, that sounds stupid. It was a job to read. Like, you really had to be... It wasn't entertainment. It was like, this is a job. Like, it's intense. I have to go back and read another issue to see what did that guy say in that issue, because like it's intrigue. There's a mystery. There's something going on. Like, is he guilty, of war crimes? And like, people say they have knowledge of it, and it's like, at some day I'm going to go back and read this and enjoy it, probably after I retire. But yeah, I would recommend it to somebody who has time or loves like espionage, intrigue,
very intricate storytelling.
Yeah, I'd be all over it, but I needed a nap. What do we got next? Superman and the Authority. I'll probably bring 2 of these in to see if anybody wants it. Authority was a great series.
You got Grant Morrison writing it. So
yeah, I mean...
He's hit and miss with me. I love some of his old stuff. His Doom Patrol is,
probably
one of my favorites.
Greatest iconic series
which
ever.
I love that they kind of based the TV series on his run. The one thing I could say about him is he always finds a good, different twist.
I liked his All-Star Superman run.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
That was really well done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great writer. Just some stuff appeals to me more than others. I mean, I love The Invisibles, but that's a dense read too. Like, yeah,
it is. But I read that when I had time to, and I love that.
It's great.
Man.
There's a lot of layers to it.
Go trade paperback that, man.
But like, I've always liked The Authority. I thought that was a
cool concept.
Heroes.
Very boys-like. Almost.
Yeah,
slightly.
yeah, that kind of irrelevant. They kind of makes fun a little bit of the superheroes. And I mean, you got Midnighter and what the hell's the Superman
Apollo?
guy? Yeah, Apollo and Midnight. I couldn't remember his name. I mean, it was originally written to be kind of like a goof on Batman and Superman, being
lovers.
Being lovers. But I mean, I always thought they were probably some of the best. Gay characters in comics, especially at the time,
right?
Because they were just well written, and it was, I don't know, they didn't like force it.
They were creative.
On you. It was. They were interesting characters. There was a lot, like it was more than they weren't just gay. They were, there was a lot of dimensions to them.
Right, and they weren't just like later on. Oh, by the way, I'm gay. Like they were gay from the get.
Yeah.
It was part of who they were, and maybe part of their decision making, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was just another interesting dimension to the characters.
Just like anybody, like Batman's broken because of his childhood. Like it's
they did it
Superman
good.
Also because of like being orphaned and then raised as a child by people that weren't your parents. I mean, everybody has a thing, right?
I would pick this up, because like I said, I like The Authority. Superman, Superman. But Grant Morrison, I'd be interested to see.
It looks like it's the Connor though.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
It's the T-shirt Superman, so I think that's Connor. So I think that could be really good. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a Connor fan. I'm on board with that. They made a new Superman, and he was great.
Yeah, I would pick this up just to see what it's like. Give it a shot. Morrison, I mean, whether you like his writing or not, it's always interesting.
It's always interesting.
He has different takes on stuff.
You pick up #1.
Yeah, see how it is.
Like, what do we got after this? That was A and B cover, and then look, it's got the 1 in 25 Jen Bartel. This is a different from the other General Bartel. I actually like this one better. The other one was like a front shot. This is very interesting with the eyes. Like it's like right after he used his beams, and then the smoke is white on the black background. Yeah, I really dig this cover. She nailed that. But again, I'm not buying 25. This is a trade paperback. It's a YA. Cami Garcia, she's been writing a lot of the stuff. It's Beast Boy and Ravens, kind of like them being boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing. More of like their life than their superheroing.
Yeah, it looks more like a kind of like taking off the Titans TV series than the actual from the comic. It's been a long time since I've read Teen Titans. So.
Yep. What do we got after this? Let's see. Truth and Justice. Again, I don't have anybody reading this, but like it's only 7 issues, and I got 4 in. And so now if I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell it as a set. So I'm getting a couple in these every Truth and Justice. I really don't even know what's going on. I don't know why we have it. I know there's a Robin. It has something to do with Robin because he's on the cover of every issue, but sadly I don't know.
I think it's a Damon Wayne. Damien.
This is the B cover. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is Damien.
Yep. No, that's a cool cover, but what do we got next? White Ash. We won't be getting this. It's a Scout comic. This is the hardcover edition. This is a big book. So this is number 2. Number 1 comes out this week. Black and gold. The covers on this are amazing.
Terry Dodson. Yeah.
It's anthologies. There's going to be various writers writing stories about Wonder Woman on it. I've had a lot of pre-orders of the number 1. So, yeah. Because some of the covers are insane. They got another cover. Yeah, look at that cover.
Yeah.
Middleton. Joshua Middleton cover. And he's done something similar to this in the past with the horse in the background. I think this is like a take on like the German post World War I posters, like they had like the.
It kind of got Art Deco feel to it.
Yeah, didn't they use like in World War I? Weren't they using like Norse goddesses as recruitment posters?
Art Deco, and I think what do they call Art Nouveau? I'm not a big. I don't know a lot about fine art. But I know a lot about fine art.
If you look at German recruitment posters,
yeah,
World War I,
it's very similar. It has that kind of that feel to it.
Theirs were all black and white, of course, and they didn't have this bright white, right? So they were more mute, but like the composition and the style is very.
Yeah, that's really good cover.
I don't think it's plagiarized. I think it's a beautiful homage. This is another.
Oh, there's David Mack. We were talking about.
Yeah, beautiful cover. I don't know if this is his usual watercolors. It could be, but it looks like this might be something I've been seeing recently, and that's gold leafing.
He bounces around styles too.
Yeah, he does a lot of multimedia. Yeah. Right. So I think that may be pen and ink with gold leafing, which I've seen a lot on Instagram recently.
Oh, really?
A lot of people are doing these.
It's a great cover. I mean, he's an amazing artist. His Kabuki series is a great series. All written and drawn by him.
Right.
Really, really good series. They're all in trades and totally worth picking up. If you like his artwork, you'll like the stories even better.
So we got to be getting close to the end of DC. This is the last. This is a trade paperback. Probably, I want to guess it's probably YA from various. I don't think it's reprints. I think it's all new stories in the YA format. Wonderful woman of the world. So
say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I blew it just the same, the one time fast. Not even fast. All right, so that's it for tonight. I think that's everything. We appreciate the one person who watched through the whole thing, which is probably my wife, who just turned it on mute and left it on. I probably should have said like, subscribe, share early on.
Well,
because I don't know if people will be watching 2 hours later on the rewatch on an FOC show. That FOC is tonight at midnight. But yeah, if you want to see some different content, we might switch because of the timing for the FOC on Monday night. We may just do some reviews and go over some older books that we're into.
Yeah, cool.
Older artists and writers that we talked about. We're trying to find our way. Like, we've been doing this 4.5 years. We have well over 100 videos. We just want to, we love comics. We just want to bring more people to it.
Yeah, that's really it.
We're kind of a little narcissistic. I'm very narcissistic, so I want to see myself on television. I rewatch these multiple times to get my numbers up. I have 5 accounts. No, I don't. Just kidding. Just kidding. But that's the next move. yeah, help us out. Give us a share. Give us a like. Keep reading
Keep reading
comics.
comics. See you next week.